Hello and welcome to Select 10. Many movies and series have been postponed or rescheduled, so to keep all the fans updated on the remaining best movies and series that are set to be released in the last few months of 2023, we've created a selection of the top 10 shows and movies, varying from the most anticipated to the never heard of ones that you should add to your next watch list. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Killers of the Flower Moon. It is a 2023 epic Western crime drama film directed by Martin Scorsese. The story is adapted from David Grann's 2017 book of the same name. The film is Scorsese and DiCaprio's sixth joint project and Scorsese and De Niro's 10th. The plot takes place in 1920 and is focused on a string of killings in the Osage Nation in Oklahoma following the discovery of oil on their tribal land. After these horrifying events, the FBI chooses to look into them, which prompts them to find a series of violent crimes. Robert De Niro plays William, an area farmer, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays Ernest Burkhart, a nephew of William. Tom White plays an FBI agent who works to discover a tangled conspiracy to seize ownership of the Osage oil. The film is believed to be gritty and suspenseful due to the story's possible juggling between topics of hatred, murder, betrayal, and money. How Leonardo's character is caught in the middle of these events is something that you might be able to guess if you watch the trailer carefully. Prior to becoming available for streaming on Apple TV+, the movie is scheduled for theatrical release on October 20, 2023. Number 9. Star Wars: Skeleton Crew. It is an upcoming action-adventure series created by Jon Watts and Christopher Ford. The story is allegedly set in exactly the same timeline as The Mandalorian, following the aftermath of the Return of the Jedi film. The show centers on 4 children who get stranded in space and are unable to locate their way back home, leading them to take off on a journey of a lifetime. So when I heard the premise, I first thought of Lost in Space. However, there is much more to the Skeleton Crew's story than that. The series' maker, Jon Watts, has stated that the storytelling will be far more serious than anyone thought, which is surprising and implies that it isn't going to be a kids' show. The names of the characters have not yet been revealed, but the show features Jude Law as the teenage cast's mentor. Additionally, there is a chance for major cameos and crossovers with series like The Mandalorian. Although no specific release date has been confirmed, Skeleton Crew is set to premiere on Disney Plus in 2023 and will have a total of 8 episodes. Number 8. The Creator. It is an upcoming sci-fi action film directed by Gareth Edwards. After so long, finally a science fiction movie that actually makes an effort to differentiate itself from the usual invasion plot. The situation takes place in the future, in which there is a conflict between the armies of machines with intelligence and human beings. The central character, Joshua, is an elite military agent who is assigned to find an unknown weapon that has the capability of bringing a stop to the conflict by wiping humanity. However, as Joshua and his group of special agents enter the AI-occupied zone, they find that the deadly weapon they were looking to eliminate is actually an AI that took the form of a little child. So what he's going to do next, how this artificial intelligence army overpowered humanity, who built the weapon, and how it's going to end. The answer is that we'll have to wait until the release of the movie on September 29, 2023 to find out. Also, as can be seen from the trailer, the plot attempts to address AI-related worries with individuals around the globe either fearing or embracing the technology, which looks incredibly interesting. Number 7. Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. It is monster action-adventure series created by Chris Black. The series will take place after the conflict between Godzilla and the Titans, which proved to everyone that monsters exist. The narrative will trace one family's quest as they learn their ties to the shadowy Monarch organization. Over the course of a half-century, it will center on members of the group Monarch as they face Godzilla and other creatures. And the Apple TV Plus teaser showed a mighty Godzilla coexisting with a few other monstrous beings on Earth. So basically, the hints will eventually lead the family to Army veteran Lee Shaw, whose knowledge challenges Monarch. 3 generations will be covered by the story, which will uncover long-hidden information about people and the wild beasts that roam the planet. The series will delve deeply into the history of the Monarch organization, and Lee Shaw will be portrayed by Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell across multiple periods. And Lee Shaw will be the focal point of Monarch's story. Overall, the series aims to present an action-packed blend of fantasy, adventure, and thrilling monsters. It is easily a must-watch show on this list. Number 6. The Killer. It is a 2023 upcoming neo-noir action thriller film directed by David Fincher. The film stars Michael Fassbender as an assassin who who becomes involved in a global pursuit after an operation goes horribly wrong. Throughout this, he must contend with his bosses, himself, and ethical choices. The story appears to be a dark, gory, and elegant noir tale about a professional killer stranded in a world lacking morality. The main plot may seem routine, but its filmmaker, David Fincher, who has given great films like Seven, Gone Girl, and Zodiac, cannot be underestimated. The story's overarching tone is ominous, and it seems like it contains multiple terrifying moments. The film will have a limited October theatrical run before becoming streamable on Netflix on November 10th. Don't miss out on this one, it has the potential to become one of the top action movies of 2023. Number 5. Orphan Black: Echoes. It is an upcoming sci-fi thriller series set in the same universe as Orphan Black. The plot of the show Orphan Black revolved around Sarah Manning, a woman who realizes she is just one among numerous clones. The rest of the series follows them as they collaborate in order to discover the truth about where they came from and survive. The series explored the idea of clones and their unforeseen effects. Echoes won't be a spin-off or reboot of the original show, but it will be an entirely fresh story that takes place in the same universe as the original. Echoes will center around Kristen Ritter's character, Lucy, who is going to be at the core of an emerging issue involving the medical study of cloning. The series' futuristic premise suggests that cloning technology has reached new heights as researchers work to push the boundaries of cloning testing. Expectations are particularly high for this series because the first one was hailed for its innovative plot and great performance by Tatiana Maslany. But don't expect the same approach as the first series, this one is entirely new and definitely worth waiting for. Number 4. Godzilla -1. It is an upcoming Japanese kaiju film directed by Takashi Yamazaki. The story takes place following the war, when Japan's economic condition decreased to nothing. In -1, an already decimated Japan is up against a new, never-before-faced enemy, Godzilla, as he emerges and begins destroying the nation. Although the MonsterVerse storyline is still active, this movie has absolutely nothing to do with that plot, since Toho, the makers of the Godzilla franchise, aims to bring their gritty, raw vision of the iconic monster to life in a new time setting. What makes this movie appealing is that it won't be a traditional Godzilla story where he's a kind guardian, instead, he'll be more like the primitive, unstoppable monster. The premiere of Godzilla -1 is scheduled for December 1, 2023, so save the date to see the unique take on the King of Monsters. Number 3. A Murder at the End of the World. It is an upcoming limited series created by Brit Marling and Zalbit Manglage. The show centers on rookie detective Darby Hart and 8 other visitors who attend an event at an isolated spot at the invitation of an eccentric billionaire. However, when one of the visitors is discovered dead, Darby has to employ all of her abilities to establish that it was a murder, while facing an uprising of opposing views and finding the culprit before another murder occurs. Despite what would seem like a knife-out scenario, the story's setting and context are different. The series' trailer promises stunning scenery, passionate romance, and a sinister mystery with an extraordinary combination of tension, creativity, and imagination. The series will consist of 7 episodes and debut on November 14, 2023. Number 2. Rebel Moon. It is an upcoming epic space sci-fi film directed by Zack Snyder. The movie is the first installment of the franchise, with Part 2 already in the works. The trailer was outstanding and masterfully introduced its vast epic sci-fi universe, loaded with dramatic battles, a large cast of characters, several alien species, and creatures. The story will unfold when a quiet community on the outskirts of a faraway moon comes under attack by the armed forces of an oppressive governing power. A mysterious individual, Cora, residing among the locals, turns into their greatest chance at survival as she is charged with locating and enlisting trained soldiers and warriors from other worlds to battle and stop the attacking force. It is one of the biggest Netflix original movie franchises ever and is unquestionably worth adding to your watch list. The film will release on Netflix on December 22, 2023, although it will also reportedly have a limited theatrical run prior to that. Number 1. Loki, Season 2. The first season concluded on a cliffhanger that officially revealed the multiverse plot and an alternate portrayal of the most terrifying villain, Kang the Conqueror. Season 2 will begin right after the conclusion of the Season 1 finale, where Sylvie pushed Loki through the time doorway after killing He Who Remains. On the opposite side, Loki arrives at a time variance authority where no one remembers him. To learn what actually happened, he teams up with the Time Variance Authority and Mobius to fight for the TVA, where Loki unintentionally time slips into the past and present. Season 2 will also see Loki confront Sylvie's actions, which essentially broke the sacred timeline, as well as a closer look into Mobius's story. The reason why Loki is a fan favorite is because, in addition to having a fantastic story, viewers will be more likely to relate it to the major plot of the current MCU phase, which will ultimately culminate in the Avengers Kang Dynasty. The second season, which will have 6 episodes, is set to premiere on Disney Plus on October 6, 2023. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.